I don't know how this is gonna turn out when I mill it, but I'm starting out. I got my center to center marked, dead center, and then after we did that, we went ahead and drew the old hoopla around it. Ignore how nasty it looks right there. That means nothing other than where the scratch marks were. That was just to brighten that up a little bit when I scratched it. But yeah, I needed a rod that can actually hold together, because this powder metal aluminum, as you can tell, it ain't very high quality, and they don't exactly balance this thing from the factory, so I don't have the utmost faith in it working. But this should hold a lot more RPM than that, so I will get it whittled out of there, and then we'll put it on the milling machine and use the boring head that I have in here. Yeah, indexable boring head. So, and it's got a boring bar set, so we'll try that. All right, got the pre-drill done, and now got my little coordinates as well to get from one hole to the other again. Now I'm gonna start my 7/16 to 1/2 inch to 3/4 to 7/8 on the crankshaft, and then we are gonna go 7/16 to 1/2 inch on the rod end, or I mean on the piston end, and we will see how that goes, and then finish it out with the boring bar and the indexable boring head right there. So getting a little bit further along. Kind of sucks when the company that makes aftermarket rods is completely out of stock too, so you gotta resort to your own ways. All right, getting the final hole done. Show you guys what we got. Make sure I got everything locked here. All right, locked there. All ready to go. Get out there. All right. All right, we are through. Just like that. Got the coaxial indicator in there, and getting her all centered up, I should say, for the boring bar. But you can see what we got here. Pretty good. All right, getting some more work done on this connecting rod today. Got it all set to final dimension, and the finish actually turned out pretty darn nice this time. I used an end mill in there instead of those stupid boring bars, and it worked way better. So we got a nice finish. It's all the size and ready to go. And then all I gotta do now is put that guy in there, and you can kind of see that line right there. It's hard to see, but that line is where it'll be split. And then once that is split, we will go ahead and finish the other milling operations on there. So that'll be fun. But anyways, we're getting close, and pretty cool. Now I say final size within reason. This obviously, once I split it, is gonna have material removed from here. And then once I bring it back together, that's gonna have to be rebored again, which is no big deal, easy peasy. But it is just cool to get the finish down and actually have it be something acceptable, because before it looked like that, and that's a no-go. pretty much eat up the crankshaft. So that one's looking a little bit better there. Much happier. So once we get it split in the bandsaw, I am gonna split that end, and I will also probably square the top of this and cut it. I don't know if I'll finish this dimension quite yet and cut that, or if I'll save that until the very last part. That way I can still square chuck it in here if I have to do that boring operation there. But once I get that split done, we'll go ahead and do the drilling and tapping, get the bolts sunk in there, and then we'll rebore it. So, whew, progress. Lots of stuff to do on this. I didn't even realize making my own connecting rod, all the shit I was gonna have to go through, but here we are, right? Awesome stuff. Getting ready to pour some coolant into my Harbor Freight saw here. And one of the things y'all might run into is over time, even if you keep it as clean as I do all the time, there's still residual drips of oil that will sit in that pump and right there in the drain tube and eventually drain out into here, and they are caustic, as you can tell. So if you run into this issue, which I have, one of the things you can do is strip all the paint off of yours before you put coolant in here. Or, you know, to clean it up, you can use a scrub brush like I did and a little bit of WD-40 and clean all the crap out of there each time you do this. So, I don't know. There's a bunch of different ways you can do it, but just to let you guys know, you might run into this issue too. All right, let's see if we can make a mess. Hopefully not. Oh. Oh, let me get over in this corner. All right, let's see if we can make a mess. Little drip. That's all right though. That's why we have this right there. Perfect. A little bit on top, but not too bad. And then this guy should, in theory, slip. Yes! Aha! Well, that's one way to get away from that stuff. Let me show you what happened here. The oil, and for whatever reason, I don't know why they paint the inside of this thing. It's kind of annoying. Other than over time, the oil eats the paint, and you get a bunch of little bits of paint and God knows what in your pump and your saw, and that's no good. So back to something clean with the plastic container, and I think this will be much better. Yeah, I think it'll be a lot better. All right, let me get the oil, and we'll go ahead and get our little measuring device and our cutting and grinding oil, get this mixed up, and we'll see you guys in a few. All right, I'll try and get you guys in close enough that you can see what's going on here. I like to use Napa water-soluble cutting and grinding oil for my bandsaw here. It's fairly cheap stuff, and honestly, I haven't used a whole lot out of this thing. It goes a long ways. So for 50 to 1, what I like to do is about 6.5 ounces for 2.5 gallons of water. And just use a simple little glass. And we'll get ourselves measured up here. Alrighty. Just below the meniscus. All right, 5 ounces right there. Let me see if I can get a little bit more angle on this guy. Yep. Look at that. Yummy. All right. Let me grab my little rag here. Wipe that drip off the side. And we'll get our last 1.5 ounces. Once I turn it the right way, that is. Right there. Perfect, right to the meniscus and everything. That was awesome. That was lucky, actually, is what that was. All right. I don't know how I didn't overpour that. Sheer dumb luck, as McGonagall would say. Anybody who watched Harry Potter growing up would understand that one. Millennial joke. Where is thirsty? Well, this is one thing I didn't prepare for. Sorry, folks. A little shop whisk out of some copper. Alright, I'm doing a little double checking here on the manual and seeing what we're going to be doing for aluminum there, which is 390 RPM. And if you all can see that up there in the belt drive, it looks like we are set. So we'll get to it. Alright, got some stuff to contain the mess because I actually forgot how much the coolant sprays. But no worries. I need to make myself a drip tray. I just have not done that yet. Yeah, that makes you bad. Like that.